like dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria.
How can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
Hey guys, welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host as always, Jay Schatzer. And today I've got a haunting flick lined up for us. It is Curtis Harrington's 1961 class act flick. It is Night Tide. Guys, you gotta check this one out if you love atmosphere, because this one's got it in buckets. So let's just jump right into this one. Here is Night Tide. Night Tide is one of the most haunting tales I've ever seen, made all the more effective by the late Dennis Hopper's subdued performance as he unravels a mystery of immense proportions. Hopper plays the main character Johnny Drake, a naval sailor who has just been granted shore leave in a misty and noir-stylized seaport town that lies along the Californian coast. It is in this eerie coastal town filled with carnival games and sideshow entertainers that Johnny meets an intriguing girl by the name of Maura, played by the beautifully unsettling Linda Lawson. This simple meeting manifests a spooky tale filled with horror, love, and mysteries at every turn, all packed with enough atmosphere to rival other black and white masterpieces like 1962 film Carnival of Souls and the 1960s gothic classic Black Sunday. This film stands proudly next to these great films of horror cinema. The atmosphere in this film is just thick. It weighs heavy on the screen, and you can feel it in every second of the film's 84-minute runtime. The expressive and beautifully lit black and white compositions are just a sight to behold, and each location seems plucked from a dream. There is a strong French New Wave feel to this film, one that fits nicely within that genre's elite standings, right next to Last Year at Marienbad, Breathless, and Alphaville. Though not as crucial or masterfully done as those films, Night Tide does a tremendous job in making a breathtaking film with enough visual sense and extravagant compositions to relate a vague resemblance to those aforementioned films. What helps the most in achieving this engaging level of atmosphere is the combination of both Dennis Hopper and Linda Lawson's characters and how they play off of each other. They're both intriguing subjects and one that always have a cloud of mystery hanging over them. The filmmakers made a great choice in giving the audience only a slight view into their past lives. We are only privy to a few spare tidbits of knowledge of their former life and what they do for a living. Hopper's Johnny is a sailor on leave, and Lawson's Maura is a sideshow attraction posing as a mermaid at the local carnival, but this is basically all the information that we're given. I for one love the mysterious nature of both characters and feel that it only helps solidify the obscure tendencies and inherent complexities that this film seems to revel in. As the film unravels, we are given a little more backstory on who they are, and we begin to realize the true nature of this tale. But we are never truly sure where the story is exactly going to lead us. The great mystery that is presented to us in this film is one that works so well and is so hypnotic in its delivery that it really helps to propel this film into a domain of its own. With the help of great filmmaking, we are given a far-fetched story that goes beyond the realm of belief. Yet it is presented so expertly that we believe it all and get sucked up in its fascinating tale of a woman without a past. It's the effective way that the director reveals those revelations and the delicate and respectful way that he approaches the subject material that make it so worthwhile and intrinsic to the overall story arc, making us believe in the unbelievable and suspend our confines of the here and now. It's in this belief that Hopper's Johnny begins to suspect that there is something strange about Maura, something that is more than meets the eye. He has a suspicion that the sideshow that she is working at could be much more than just a silly attraction, but in fact provide a revealing look into her mysterious origins and hidden past. The answers lie just beneath the surface, but we are never fully given all the elements to have a solid case in the matter. All the viewer has to go on is the unnatural nature of Maura's interactions with Johnny, and the off-kilter moments in which we ask ourselves the validity of Maura's existence and the mental capacity of Johnny's perception of the world. It's a great balance that the audience is witness to, and one that works so well in making us decipher on our own the true nature of both characters. Is Maura in fact a mermaid, or is Johnny lost in a dream, destined to be eclipsed by his waking nightmare that taunts him? In his quest to discover the truth, Johnny traverses a great many locations throughout the coastal dreamlike town, meeting many diverse people that only help to maintain that feeling of being lost in a dream. There are so many striking moments in this film, ones that spark the curious segments of the brain while at the same time progressing the story along at a steady pace. We are given elements that propel the narrative onward in the most gentle of circumstances, letting us be swept up in what is going on upon the screen and naturally following in Johnny's determined footsteps as he bridges the gap towards the startling truth. The locations of this splendid movie ooze with the realization of a dreamlike world. The pier and boardwalk, along with the hazy atmosphere of the lifeless seaport town, provide a unique playground for this eerie narrative to be told. Venice Beach and the Santa Monica Pier provide the perfect backdrop that inspires an abundantly vivid feeling of mournful solitude, intrepid loneliness, and a haunting sense of dread. There is a certain timelessness to these locales, like being lost in a dream, yet they are so locked within the time period of that era that it provides for some interesting and awe-inspiring viewing. It makes me really wish that I could have visited these places during the filming of this movie. You just don't see places like this anymore, which is a great shame. Aside from the overbearing dread that the locales provide in this film, we also are given some traditional horror elements and scenarios that rely on the macabre visual sense that runs so abundant in most horror films. These elements are provided within the context of Johnny's frequent and prevalent nightmares where he is fighting off a giant octopus or coming face to face with the horrible realization that Mora is indeed a mermaid and is being swept off to sea. These nightmares reflect the apprehension and fear that Johnny is going through, worrying that Mora truly is a mermaid and that their love is something they can never be. These striking visuals convey that fear in a stark conceptualization that really gets to the heart of the matter. You feel the tension between Johnny and his ever-approaching discovery that his love is coming to a rapid conclusion. He's scared to death that his visions are a precursor to the truth, and he's fighting tooth and nail against that impending fact. In the end, Night Tide is a film that brings you into its world and never lets go for a second. You're overtaken by all that it has to offer, and you're transported along with the characters as they're forced to come to terms with the unexplainable and unbelievable. These mystifying elements are taken so seriously and treated with such care that we are compelled to be swept up in the madness of it all and latch on to the unbelievable performances of both Dennis Hopper and Linda Lawson. The combination of the actors' efforts and the filmmakers' persistent drive in crafting a narrative that transforms a fantasy into reality pays off in full in creating a film that makes you believe in the power of cinema. This film really sticks with you, and for me that is what a good movie should do, especially a film that is this enjoyable to watch unfold. I highly recommend this film to anyone that loves horror and the amazing worlds that they can transport us to. This is captivating and atmospheric filmmaking at its best. And guys, it is captivating to say the least. Night Tide is one of those special movies that they don't make anymore, and that's a damn shame. Dennis Hopper really hits it out the park, and the rest of the cast is just stupendous. If you're looking for atmosphere and a moody piece, pop this one in and you will not be disappointed. But guys, that is it for me today. Hope you enjoyed the review. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to hit me up sometime, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Until then, I will see you guys at the next review.